Welcome back to my new video lecture. Myself, Professor Pinkesh J. Patel from the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today, I will start with this subject of Power System 1 having a subject code of 3140914 BE 3rd year 5th sem. So, in the last lecture, already we have discussed about a DC distribution system, classification of the distribution system, classification of the distributor, then electrical supply, then the primary distribution system, secondary distribution system, and likewise we have studied many theory that is based on the DC distribution system. So today I will start with the chapter number 3, that is the electrical supply system. So this is the flow of the contents, AC distribution system, then methods of solving AC distribution, then 4-wire star connected unbalanced load, and last one, that is the example that is based on the AC distribution. So firstly we can start with the AC distribution. So in the beginning of the electrical supply, electricity was generated, transmitted and distributed as a direct current. The principal disadvantage of the DC system, that is not step up. If we can go through a AC system, so in that case the voltage that can be stepped up with the help of transformer. So nowadays AC system that can become a very economical for the consumer. So if we can go through a AC system, so in that case firstly electricity which can generate at the 11 kV, then after it can transmitted with the help of transmission line at high voltage, then after we can go through a distribution line, and at the end electricity which can reach up to consumer side. So if we can go through a primary side, primary distribution side, which can use the voltage of 3.3 or 6.6 or 11 kV, and for that we can go through a 3-phase 3-wire system. Same way if we can go through a secondary distribution side, which can use a 3-phase 4-wire system and having a voltage of 400 volt. So this is regarding to the DC distribution system. Today I will start with the AC distribution system. So inside the AC distribution, firstly we can start with the AC distribution calculation. So AC distribution calculation that can be differ from the DC distribution system in a following ways. First one, that is the in case of DC system, the voltage drop is due to the resistance only, wherever if we can go through a AC system, the voltage drop are due to the combined effect of resistance, inductance and capacitance. Second one, that is the in a DC system, addition and subtraction of currents or voltage are done arithmetically, but in case of AC system these operations are done vectorially. Third one, that is the in AC system power factor has to be taken into the account. Then loads tapped off from the distributor are generally at different power factor. There are two ways of referring power factor. So first one, that is the it may be referred to supply or receiving end voltage, which is regarded as the reference vector, and second one, that is the it may be referred to the voltage at the load point itself. So there is a difference in between AC distribution calculation and DC distribution calculation. So if we can go through a DC distribution side, so as a load which can consider only a resistive load only, but if we can go through a AC distribution system, so for that as a load which consider a resistive load, inductive load and capacitive and combined effect of all three load condition. Then there is a one more parameter that is come in the picture, that is the power factor. So if we can go through a AC distribution system, so for that power factor that can play a very important role for the AC distribution side, whereas there is not any effect of power factor inside the DC distribution side. So now we can start with the method of solving AC distribution, in which first category, that is the power factor, which can refer to the receiving end voltage. So firstly, just assume in a distribution calculation, consider AC distributor AB, which is concentrated loads of I1 and I2 tapped off at point C and B, that is shown in the figure. The name of the distributor that is shown over here, that is the A and B, that is the tapping point, and name of the distributor, that is the AB. Then there are two tapping point, that is the C that is considered as a tapping point, and B, that is again tapping point, and there are two loading condition. There are two tappings that should be taken from the distributor, that is the C, and second one, that is the B. Now we can go for the different equation that we can get from the AC distributor, which can be fed at the one end. Fed at the one end, which means which can supply the electricity from the one end only. Now there are the two sections. First one, that is the AC section, and second one, that is the CB section over here. So if we can go through a DC system only, so for that having a resistive in between the AC section and resistance in between CB section only. But if we can go through a AC system, so for that having a combined effect of resistance as well as reactance. So for the AC section, having a resistance and reactance, which can become R1 plus jX1, that is the impedance of the section AC, and R2 plus jX2, that is the impedance for the section BC. So now we are going for the equation for the individual section. So first equation, that is the impedance of the section AC, which can given by ZAC. Arrow indicate that is the AC system, which indicates the magnitude as well as direction. So impedance of the section AC, that is the ZAC, which can given by R1 plus jX1, that is the impedance for this section only. Now go for the second one, that is the impedance of the section CB, which can given by ZCB, that is equal to R2 plus jX2. Now we are going for the load current at point C. So at point number C, having a tappings which can given by I1 comma cos phi 1. So if we can go through a DC system, so for that having a value of I1, which is considered as a load only inside the DC system, whereas if we can go through a AC system, so for that I1 as well as power factor, which can be considered as a loading condition over here. So that's why load current at point C, I1, which can given by I1 is equal to cos phi 1 minus j sin phi 1. So this is the equation for the load current in terms of AC current. Now load current at point B, so I2 current which can flow from the BC section, so that is the I2 is equal to I2 in the bracket cos phi 2 minus j sin phi 2. So value of cos phi 1 and cos phi 2, that is given inside the figure. So from that we can get the value of sin phi 1 and sin phi 2. Then after we can go for the current inside the section CB. So inside the CB section, only I2 current, that is flow from the CB section. Why? Because this is the AC distributor which can fed at the one end only. So maximum current, that is flow from the AC section. But if we can go through a CB section, so at that time first tapping point, that is the I1, that is the cut out. So only I2 section, that is the remain for the CB section. So current flowing through the CB section, which can given by ICB, that is equal to I2, that is equal to I2 in the bracket cos phi 2 minus j sin phi 2. Now go for the current in AC current in section AC, that is the ISC is equal to I1 plus I2. Then I1 in the bracket cos phi 1 minus j sin phi 1 plus I2 cos phi 2 minus j sin phi 2. Now we can go for the voltage drop in the section CB. So voltage drop across the CB section, which can given by VCB. So VCB is equal to ICB into ZCB, that is considered as a Ohm's law. So ZCB, that if you can go through a DC circuit, so for that we can say VCB is equal to ICB into RCB only. But this is the AC circuit, so for that impedance that can play a very important role. So so just put the value of ICB into ZCB, then equation that should become I2 in the bracket cos phi 2 minus j sin phi 2, then R2 plus jx2. Now go for the further procedure. Voltage drop in the section AC. So VAC is equal to IAC into ZAC, then IAC that is equal to I1 plus I2, and ZAC that is as it is. So now in that equation just put the value of I1 and I2, then equation that should become I1 in the bracket cos phi 1 minus j sin phi 1 plus I2 cos phi 2 minus j sin phi 2 into R1 plus jx1, that is the voltage drop across the AC section. Same way go for the sending end voltage. So sending end voltage, that is the VA is equal to VB plus VCB plus VAC. This is the equation for the sending end voltage, and sending end current, that is the IA is equal to I1 plus I2. So maximum current that is the flowing from the AC section or at the A side, then sending end current that is equal to I1 plus I2. Now we are going for the phasor diagram. So this is the diagram for the first category, that is the power factor referred to receiving end voltage only. So firstly, as a reference we can take the VB, then this is the case in which reactance that should come in the picture. So we can consider that is the inductive case. So for that I1 and I2, that is the lagging condition with the angle of phi s and phi 2 and phi 1. So I1 and I2, that is the lagging behind the voltage VB by some angle, and resultant of I1 and I2, that is the IAC. Now go for the second category, that is the this side I2 into R2, and at the 90 angle having a value of reactance, so I2 into X2, and its resultant value that is indicated over here. Same way IAC into R1, that is the perpendicular to the I2 X2, and from that again IAC X1, that is perpendicular to the IAC R1, and its resultant value which is given by VA. So this is the diagram for the first category. Now we are going for second category, that is the power factor referred to respective load voltages. So again this is the AC distribution which is fed at the one end, having a value of resistance and reactance for the individual section, that is the R1 plus jx1, that is the impedance for the AC section, and R2 plus jx2, that is the impedance for the second section. There are two tappings that should be taken from the C and point number B, that is the I1 cos phi 1, comma I2 and cos phi 2. Same way we can go for the voltage drop in the CB section, which can given by I2 ZCB, that is equal to I2 cos phi 2 minus j sin phi 2 in the bracket R2 plus jx2. I1 is equal to I1 and having a angle of minus phi 1, because based on the diagram we can say that current, that is the lagging behind the voltage by some angle, that we can see in the second diagram, vector diagram. Same way I1 is equal to minus phi 1 minus alpha. I1 is equal to I1 in the bracket cos phi 1 minus alpha minus j sin phi 1 minus alpha, and IAC, that is equal to I1 plus I2, that is the total current, that is flow from the AC section. Now we are going for the vector diagram. Before that just put the value of I1 and I2, then equation that is become I1 cos phi 1 minus alpha j sin phi 1 minus alpha plus I2 cos phi 2 minus j sin phi 2. Voltage drop in the AC section, which can given by VAC into ZAC, IAC into ZAC, that is equal to, and then after just put the value of IAC and ZAC, so we can get the voltage drop in the section AC. And last one, that is the voltage at point number A, that is equal to the VB plus voltage drop in the CB section, then voltage drop in the AC section. So this is regarding to the methods of solving for the AC distribution side. Now we are going for the 4 wires star connected unbalancing load. This is the one of the category for the 3-phase unbalancing load. So 3-phase unbalancing load having a mainly 3 category. First one, that is the 4 wire star connected unbalanced load. Second one, that is the unbalanced delta connected load. Third one, that is the unbalanced 3 wire star connected load. And out of that 3, one of the category, that is the 4 wire star connected unbalanced load. So before going for the 4 wire star connected unbalanced load, firstly it is important to understand what do you mean by balanced load. So balanced load, that is the load having a value of impedance and power factor for the each phase that is the same, which is considered as a balanced load. Whereas unbalancing load, that is the value of power factor and impedance for the individual phase that is the different, which is considered as unbalanced load. Then the total current that is flowing from the neutral side, which is given by IN is equal to IR plus IY plus IR plus IY plus IB. This is the total current that is flowing from the neutral side. So first figure, that is for a 3-phase load which is connected with a 3-phase 4 wire star connected load. So current that is flowing from the R phase, that is the IR. Current flowing from the neutral, that is the IR plus IY plus IB. And current that is flowing from the B side, that is the IB. And current that is flowing from the Y section, that is the IY. So for the individual phase having a 3 loads, first one, that is the Z1, that is connected with the IR. Second, Z2, that is connected with the Y. And third one, that is the ZS, which is connected with the B. So in this way there are 3 loads that is connected with the 3-phase 4 wire system. Now second category, in which again having a 3-phase 4 wire system, that is the R, then neutral, then B and Y. So likewise there are 3-phase 4 wire system, in which again for the individual system having a R phase, in which current flowing, that is the IR, then current flowing through the neutral, which is given by IN, current flowing through B section, that is the IB, and current flowing through Y section, that is the IY. So again having a 3 loading condition, that is the Z1, Z2 and Z3. There are 3 loads which is connected with the 3-phase 4 wire system. So it is important to know how all that 3 load which is connected with the 3-phase 4 wire system. So insert the second figure, Z1 which is connected in between the one phase, that is the R, and second, that is the neutral point, and in this way it should become the single phase supply. Same way Z2, that is connected in between Y phase and neutral point. So again it should become the single phase supply, and we can get the voltage of 230 volt. Same way load number 3, that is the Z3, that is connected in between B phase and neutral point, and in this way it should again become single phase supply. So this is the difference in between 3-phase 4 wire in 2-way. So from this figure we can get the 2 points. First one, that is the, since the neutral wire has negligible resistance, supply neutral and load neutral, that is the N dash, will be at the same potential. It means that voltage across each impedance is equal to the phase of the voltage supply. That is the already we have proved that IN is equal to IR plus IY plus IB. However, current in each phase will be different due to unequal impedances. Second point, the amount of current flowing in the neutral wire will depend upon the magnitudes of line currents and their phasor relations. So in most circuits encountered in practice, the neutral current is equal to or smaller than one of the line currents. The expectation are those circuits having several unbalancing condition. So this is the point that we can get it from the 4-wire star connected unbalanced load. Now we are going for the one of the example that is based on the AC distribution system. The problem that is a single phase distributor 1 kilometer long has a resistance and reactance per conductor of 0.1 ohm and 0.15 ohm respectively. At the far end, the voltage VB that is equal to 200 volt and the current is 100 ampere at a power factor of 0.8 lagging. At the midpoint M of the distributor, a current of 100 ampere is tapped at a power factor of 0.6 lagging with reference to the voltage Vm at the midpoint. Calculate voltage at midpoint, then sending end voltage VA and phase angle in between VA and VB. So from this example, we have to calculate a 3 parameter voltage at midpoint, sending end voltage VA and phase angle between VA and VB. So based on the given data, having a value of resistance and reactance that is given 0.1 and 0.15 and the length of the distributor that is the 1 kilometer long, which is given inside the problem. So based on that, try to make a figure. So length of the cable that is the 1 kilometer long, then the name of the distributor that is the AB, and having a one more word that is the use at the midpoint. So midpoint which is given by M. So whole distance that is the 1 kilometer, that is the 1000 meter, it can divided into two category. So for the AM section having a distance of 500 meter and for the MB section having a distance of 500 meter. Now there is a one more parameter that is given. The VB is equal to 200 volt. So VB is equal to 200 volt, that is the given. Then second one, that is the current is 100 ampere and power factor of 0.8 lagging. So at the VB side, I2 is equal to 100 ampere and cos phi 2 is equal to 0.8, that is given. Same way for the first one, at the midpoint M of the distributor, a current is 100 ampere and power factor of 0. Lagging. So again at the midpoint the current of 100 ampere and cos phi 1 that is equal to 0.6 lagging, that is given inside the problem. So based on that, this is the figure for the AC distribution fed at the one end. So firstly, try to find out the value of total impedance. So total impedance which is given by ZAM, ZAB, that is the total impedance that is given, and impedance that is the summation of resistance plus reactance, and that is given for the one conductor only. So here we can go through a single phase AC system. So for that we have to assume that is the 2 wire. So that's why we have to multiply 2 over here for the 2 wire. Then value of resistance that is the 0.1 and value of reactance that is the 0.15. Then that equation that is become 0.2 plus J 0.3. So now we can put the condition for the 1000 meter having a value of ZAB that is equal to 0.2 plus J 0.3. Then the first section that is the AM section having a distance of 500 meter. So 500 meter is equal to what? and name of that section, that is the ZAM. So ZAM, that is equal to 0.1 plus J 0.15. So this is the answer for the ZAM section. Same way ZMB section having a distance of 500 meter. So again we can get the same answer, 0.1 plus J 0.15. Then after we can go for the first one, that is the voltage at point A. Voltage at point A, that is the Vm. So Vm is equal to equation that is become Vb plus Vmb. So already Vb that is given, voltage at the far end Vb that is given by 200 plus J0, that is in terms of polar form. So Vmb, so if we can require the Vm, so we must require the value of Vmb. So firstly try to find out the value of Vmb. So Vmb that is equal to ZMB into Imb, and Imb that is the current flowing through Imb section, and that is equal to I2. So I2 direction is equal to I2 in the bracket cos phi 2 minus J sin phi 2. I2 that is equal to 100 ampere, cos phi 2 that is equal to 0.8, that is given. So if we know about the cos phi 2, then we can go through that equation. Cos phi 2 is equal to 0.8. So phi 2 is equal to cos inverse 0.8. So from that we can get the phi 2 is equal to 36.86 degree. So we can apply the sine. So sine phi 2 is equal to, we can get 0.6 from the calculation. So we can get the answer for the Imb, that is equal to 80 minus J60. So Vmb is equal to 0.1 plus J15 in the second bracket, 80 minus J60. So try to solve the equation. So we can get the answer, 8 minus J6 plus J12 plus 9, that become 17 plus J6. So Vm is equal to then apply. Now we can get the value of Vmb. So Vm is equal to 200 plus J0 plus 17 plus J6. So we can get the answer for the Vm, that is equal to 217 plus J6, that is in terms of polar form. So try to find out the magnitude of the voltage at the midpoint, that is equal to 217.08 volt. So this is the answer for the first case. Go for the second case, that is the sending end voltage, that is given by Va. So equation for the sending end voltage, that is the Va is equal to Vam plus Vam. So up to now having a value of Vm only, that is the 217.08 volt. So if we have to calculate the Vam, so for that we must, if we can require the value of Va, we must require the value of Vam. So go for the calculation of the Vam. So equation for the Vam, that is equal to Zam into Iam. So Iam, that is the current flowing through Am section, that is the I1 plus I2. Try to write down the equation for the I1 and I2 in terms of cos phi and sin phi. Then equation becomes I1 in the bracket cos phi 1 minus J sin phi 1 plus I2 in the bracket cos phi 2 minus J sin phi 2. Put the value of cos phi 1 and cos phi 2. So from that we can get the value of sin phi 1 and sin phi 2. So 100 in the bracket 0.6 minus J 0.8 plus 100 in the bracket 0.8 minus J 0.6. Try to solve the equation. So we can get the answer, 60 minus J 80 plus 80 minus J 60. Then final answer for the Iam, that is the 140 minus J 140. Then go for the equation Vam, that is equal to Zam into Iam. So Zam, that is equal to 0.1 plus J15 in the another bracket, 140 minus J 140. So try to solve the equation. So we can get the answer, 14 minus J 14 plus J 21 plus 21, that is equal to 35 plus J7, that is answer for the VAM. So sending end voltage, that is equal to VA is equal to VAM plus VM. So in this equation just put the value of VAM and VM. So VAM, that is equal to 35 plus J7 plus 217 plus J6. So try to solve the equation, so we can get the answer 252 plus J13. So final answer for the sending end voltage, that is the VA, is equal to 252.33 volt. Now go for the third case, that is the phase angle between VA and VB. So VA is equal to, we can get the answer in terms of polar form, rectangular form, that is the 252 plus J13. So we can require the angle. So phi is equal to tan inverse y by x. So from that we can get the answer, that is the theta is equal to 2.95 degree. So supply voltage is 252.32 volt and loads leads the VB by 2.95 degree. So there are many questions that is asked from the GTube, that is asked inside the GTube papers. There are two examples that is asked from these lectures, and then one of the theory that is again very important, that is the explain the AC distribution calculation. So from this lecture we can learn about AC distribution system, then methods that can be used for this solving the example. Then there are many things that we can get it from the AC distribution side, why we can go through a AC distribution side. Then we have solved the one of the example that is based on the AC distribution side, so that we can learn from this lecture. So in the next lecture we can start with the example that is based on the DC distribution system. It may be a fed at the one end or it may be fed at the both end. Thank you.